What is up, jammies? Welcome back to another episode of Ricky's Ram Jam, presented by Barefoot Wine, and the wine is flowing this week. Oh, yes. I have a great guest joining me soon, Gregg Rosenthal from NFL Network, which we will get to that soon. But first, I just want to celebrate the 30-13 win over Seattle, and as hype as I am, I just want to play the victory speech because it's just so hype, and I feel like it's just going to set the tone for this episode.
It's about the way you guys picked one another up. Stop after stop after stop defensively. Offensively gets going. Special teams, holy shit, that's a freeze field goal and you hit a 50-yarder. We weren't even supposed to take that thing. God dang. But I'm going to tell you what, man. Love this group. I love you guys, for real. Because of the way that you guys have poured yourselves out every single day. Understand how do we move forward with the right mindset and mentality. Don't you change at all. Don't you change. Love you guys, so grateful. Matt, you get one.
Yeah, walking off the field, man. Whatever the outside world thought the was going to look like, they don't got a clue. No. Every single day, we just started. Now, let's go. Yep. Rams on 3. 1, 2, 3. Rams.
That makes me so excited. The offense was cooking. Puka Nacua, most receiving yards by a Ram rookie in an NFL debut. Stafford walked away with a clean jersey. He threw for 334 yards, even without Cooper Kupp. So let's just picture what that looks like when he is back after he is off IR. Defense was playing great. Geno Smith, there's a great video of him yelling, "Oh my God," when Aaron Donald is charging after him. It was just such a fun Sunday, and I hope you guys enjoyed it as well. Last night, I got to go to a Taste of the Rams event at SoFi Stadium, and Cooper Kupp was there speaking, and a lot of the rookies were there. It was so much fun. We got to mingle. It was especially great a day after the win because this was Monday night, and I got to talk with a lot of the rookies and just how they're feeling, and the energy was high. There was so much food. There was like all these different tasting stations of different local restaurants, and it was so fun. It was so great. Had a couple of glasses of red wine. Barefoot, you know I got it on lock there. Food, like I said, was so amazing. And before we get into it, and I'll bring on Gregg in a second, there was one place, and I don't remember the name, but they had tacos that they put barbecue chips in it. And at first I was like, this seems a little funky. And then I tried it, and I was like, this is amazing. They were like crunchy barbecue chips inside the taco. So that paired with a little wine, like, ooh, you know your girl was thriving. Okay, speaking of thriving, the Rams thrived on Sunday, and now we're looking forward to the 49ers game this Sunday, and you better be there. I better see you at SoFi on Sunday. I'm so excited, but let's just chat with Gregg now. So happy to be chatting with you, and I texted you because I was like, it was really great to hear you so excited about the Rams after the Seahawks win this weekend, and listening to you talk about that on the Sunday night ATN recap show was really a highlight, and I did listen to just that part.
You should listen to the rest, but yes, it's nice to talk about a fun Rams game. Like my daughter Ellis, who's a big Rams fan, you know, I bought this Rams hat at the Coliseum the first year around, so I'm trying to get my money's worth here, and I'm now a prop comic. And like watching, she has the first waiver position this week, and she's definitely picking up Puka Nacua. She could pick up Tutu Atwell, and it's just a reminder when he's at his best, Matthew Stafford can be one of the best quarterbacks in the league. I would put him and Tua as the best-looking quarterbacks of Week 1. I was not expecting that, though. I was not expecting the defense to play that well.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people weren't. A lot of people were. There's a difference between unknown and not good. And so I think it was really exciting because we do have such a young defense with a lot of people that people don't even know who they are. And after seeing them at training camp, and we can go into that, like Kobe Turner got his first career sack, and there's so much that I want to talk about. But first, you do, you know, the NFL UK show with MJD. Was he just talking so much, trash at you guys for being the only one to pick the Rams at NFL Network?
He was. I mean, but he always picks the Rams because he gets paid by the Rams.
That's not
He's
true.
like you.
No, I picked the Rams.
He has a Super Bowl ring. He'll go in and show off that. But he was excited. And look, it's nice as a reminder to see Sean McVay. Oh yeah, he was like one of the 3 best offensive coaches in the league for 5 straight years. He didn't just forget how to coach. And oh, by the way, he kind of owns Pete Carroll, and that's a problem for the Seahawks.
Yeah, it was great. So the Rams, we'll look ahead to Sunday a little bit, face the 49ers on Sunday at SoFi Stadium, which is arguably a bigger rivalry than you and me. So as someone who previews every game each week and you watch every game, what did you take away from the Steelers-Niners game that like the Rams can try to exploit for coming up?
Oh man,
I
there's
know,
not
that's
much
tough.
from that game. Just looking at the roster, the way the Rams won on Sunday against the Seahawks was over the middle of the field, certainly kind of taking advantage of the linebackers, but also the safeties. The linebackers, that'll be tougher against San Francisco, but I do look at that cornerback group every year. I'm like, how exactly are they doing it? Their safety group. I think Sean McVay can scheme up some open receivers and they can move the ball passing. Everything else is going to be a challenge because they're really physical and they're really good. And I like the comparison because I don't think it's a rivalry so much, Ricky. Like frenemies, like Sean McVay, Kyle Shanahan, a lot of respect. They at one point very close. Sometimes it's some rivalry,
Hit or
but it's
miss.
a lot of respect.
Puka Nakua, like the Rams rookie. I was talking with him at an event last night and I was like, how are you feeling? And he was like, oh, it was, humble brag. It was so good. But he was so cute after the game. He said like 30 times, like, oh, I can't wait to call my mom and tell her. Like the energy coming off of this team too. I think it was such a pertinent week 1 win because that is steamrolling into this weekend. And just watching Puka, watching Tutu really kind of take off. With Matthew Stafford looking as good as he did, like I feel really optimistic about this coming weekend. I really do.
I'm optimistic about this season for the Rams, especially now. And I think there's a result here where they play well and they do some good things offensively. And if they have their young players show out like Kendrick and you mentioned Kobe Turner and Byron Young and Puka, like that's a win. Even if they lose by 10. So maybe I shouldn't be coming on Ricky's Ram Jam and trying to pour cold water. I'm just saying keep your expectations in check and like this could be a building process. If this is a game in the fourth quarter, that to me will say a lot about the Rams. And I think Sean McVay is thinking about November and December and thinking this is going to be a much better team at the end of the season. The 49ers are coming into this year pretty locked and loaded and ready to go, a veteran team.
I want to talk Puka again for a quick second. Like 15 targets, 10 receptions, 119 yards. He wants to call his mom and share the glory after. During training camp, I saw him at PF Chang's, really wanted to know what his order was because I feel like I need to order that same thing to sort of get that, same kind of juice. A lot of people during training camp, and I'm not sure, did you get down to if you got down to Rams training camp or not, but a lot of people were saying Puka really reminded them of Cooper Kupp when he first came out, and I loved seeing him this past Sunday.
I was so impressed, and I think it just says a lot that Matthew Stafford kept trusting him and throwing it to him in tough spots. Puka actually dropped at least one, maybe two if you wanted to give it to him. But on great throws, and it didn't matter. That was in the first half, and Stafford kept going back to him, and he made some outstanding catches. He's just so subtle with his route running. Cooper Kupp is a tough comp for what Cooper Kupp can do after the catch, but everything else in terms of you can line him up everywhere, and they're using him essentially as a number one type of guy. I know Van Jefferson's there and does a lot too, but in terms of the guy that I think Stafford's going to be looking to the most this year, that is so impressive for a rookie to be coming in there. And then you just think of what they could do later in the season when Kupp is there. Right.
Yeah, that's really exciting to me. I love when they're like throwing Tutu in motion and he's just so fast and then he's just out there. They were using, 2 tight ends at one point with Higbee and Bryson Hopkins, which was really exciting to see. And then the run game, Kyron Williams, 2 touchdowns. Like he is so fast and he's always been that fast. And then, to get Cam Akers with a touchdown like that at the end too, like to see the really like there was, and I think I heard you talk about it, how Jordan Rodriguez is such a fantastic writer, but she's been talking about this difference with this team and their aggressiveness and their grittiness coming in to the season after the season that the Rams had last season. Like I'm riding high, vibes are high. Like I'm excited to take on the Niners on Sunday because I have a lot to do. I mean,
you're glowing. You're out there with Puka at these events at night. I'm with it though because they ran the ball a lot, even though At sometimes it was tough sledding, but when they needed to in the red zone, especially on that fourth down, and then late in the game when they were trying to burn some clock, they did a great job with it. And I do think Cam Akers will be a big part of this season, but I think his fantasy owners are going to be disappointed because I think Kyron Williams is a little too versatile and consistent and good, frankly, to be left on the sidelines, and that's going to be a pretty even split most of the day.
Yeah, so you've learned your lesson, and you're still gonna pick the Rams on Sunday, right? That's what I'm hearing.
How about I pick them to cover? I don't know if we talk, covers here. I do a show, Game Day View, where we pick cover. I'll pick them to cover. How about that?
Okay, that's great. All right, so Greg, before I let you go, this part is called the Ram Jam, where I ask my guests the same 3 questions, rapid fire style. And since this is my season 2 of my show, the only other person to answer these questions are Andrew Whitworth. So your answers are going to be compared directly to his. So no pressure there. TNF prime superstar Andrew Whitworth, Super Bowl champion. I don't know if you've heard of him.
I don't have to beat him up or anything, although he seems pretty smart too. So in many ways, and he makes a lot more money.
Yeah, kind of better looking, way taller. Yeah, there's a lot. Okay.
I'm not going to give him better looking.
I think it's, Jammies, let us know if you think Greg or Andrew Whitworth is better looking.
Depends what's your type. If you like the little guys, all right, let's go.
If you were to have your last meal on Earth, what would it be? And you could pick one entree, one drink, one side, one dessert. Your last meal on Earth.
Well, I think of the meal I get quite often down in K-Town, where you get the Korean spicy soup with some seafood and meat in it and kimchi, and then you also get it with the galbi, the barbecued seasoned beef. So that would be it. Fried chicken's a close second.
Okay.
I don't know what my
a beverage.
I gotta throw a drink in there. I mean,
coffee.
Yeah. What's your spawn? Yeah, I actually would probably just drink some iced coffee.
You wouldn't want to
barefoot wine.
Yeah, barefoot wine for sure. I'm having if it's my last meal on Earth, I'm having wine. There's no argument about that. If you could live in an amusement park, a shopping center, or another fun place, where would you choose or why?
Oh wow, I do like the idea of living. A dystopian mall would be interesting. But I've always had a dream. Ever since I was a kid, I've wanted to live in a hotel, actually, which is an attainable goal. Remember when Manny Ramirez would just live in the nicest hotel in Boston and just have the top floor, and they'd clean his room every day, and his rooms. That sounds good to me. I don't need to own a house. I've always wanted to truly do that.
Yeah, before the emergence of pharmacies in Targets or other places, I used to always say a Walgreens would be the best place to live because you have any medicine you'd ever need. You have random clothes, you have food, you have a photo center if you want to decorate the place. That was before. Yeah. Now you'd pick a Walmart or a Target because it has all of that.
Yeah, some of the pharmacists are cute. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Okay, last one. What would a collage of your life include? So we're printing out a photo collage of Gregg Rosenthal. What's on it?
Oh wow. I think it would be it'd be my family around me, lots of pictures of my family all loving me, and then everyone else in my life being kind of annoyed by me, pictures of you just being what the hell is that guy doing? Do I like him? Do I not? I don't know.
Depends on the day.
And then my pet Nori, my tortoise, who's right outside my window here.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, you. I mean, I think that really checks out and sums up your life pretty well. I think
some football, some tennis balls,
some pickleball. Right? You love pickleball.
No pickleball. I hate pickleball.
Yeah, no, I know. That's why I said it. Greg, thank you so much. I'm loving the Rams hat. We got to get you a little updated swag too, for some SoFi stuff. So I will put in a good word. You guys can check out Greg on Around the NFL. What is it, 30 times a week? How often are you guys?
5 times a week now, yeah.
5 times a week. Wow. I feel for whoever produces that show.
It's two guys now, Eric and Randy. This is a 2-person job now.
Yeah, absolutely. You need 2 to replace me. That's what they always say. So it's good. Greg, thanks so much for hanging out. I really appreciate it and your insight as always. And I can't wait to hear you on Sunday night. Talk about the Rams, crushing it on Sunday.
Yes. Thanks, Ricky. this was fun, and I'm always rooting for the Rams because my house is happier when they win, and my Emika's become a big fan too, my wife. So I guess we are a Rams household, even though I'm supposed to be impartial.
Yeah, well, welcome to the Ramling. We love it. All right, that does it for this week's Ricky's Ram Jam. Thanks to Gregg for hanging out and his insight. As always, we will see you at SoFi on Sunday for the Rams against the Niners, and I hope we can ride this energy wave and keep it going. All right, you guys, you know what to do. Let's ram it.